Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. This is Jitendra Rathod and I am teacher of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. And today I came with very special lecture. Today I am going to make all of you understand the similarity between Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and the heredity or genetics. What Lord Krishna said about the genetics and how Shrimad Bhagavad Gita is related with the heredity or the whatever we got from our heritage, from our parents, how these all things are related with Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. I am going to make all of you understand. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Mahaprabhupada from ISKCON temple, and this is the most authentic source. And I must also say that this is the only book of humanity rather than religions. And I am only trying to propagate the humanity on basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. This is not propagation of any religions. This is not a book of Hinduism. Actually, this is book of humanism. This is not spiritual book. It is actual book of the science. And I am only trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide. And in order to make our India free from the suicidal death, it is my primary objective to make people out from the frustration, make people out from the darkness. It is my primary objective. And also enrich the moral value in the society and also build the character of the future, means of a new generation of the people. I'm trying to build the character. I'm trying to enrich the moral value because I strongly believe in the character and strongly believe in the moral value. Because after preaching of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, after following of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, we can easily get a moral value. We can get easily enrich the moral value in the society. So let's begin. We have to start. So let's start. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita versus heredity or genetics or Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. The Lord Madhusudan said, what Lord Krishna said? Lord Madhusudan said, the soul is transmigrated. Lord Krishna here said, Lord Madhusudan here said, the soul is our soul. Each and every individual soul is transmigrated. Migrated from the one body to the another body and give up the old and useless body and get into the new body, in which the progress, the possibility of the progress will be higher. So Lord Krishna here said, soul would like to give up the old and useless body and also get into the new, and also there is a more probability of the getting progress of the soul. The soul would like to migrate into the new body or that particular body. The soul is transmigrated and also passing from the one body to the another body at the due course of the time. Means at the course of the time the soul is transmigrated. At the time of the birth and death it is continuously doing. Means at the due course of the time it has been happened. Lord further said in verse number 22, Lord Krishna here emphasized verse number 22 of chapter number 2. Verse number 22, chapter number 2 of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Please listen it very carefully. Verse number 22, chapter number 2. Verse number 22, slok number 22, chapter number 2 of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Here Lord Krishna said, Pasami jirnaya yatha vihaya, Pasami jirnaya yatha vihaya, Namani garanti naroparani, Tatha sarirani vihaya jirnaya, Anyani samayati namani dehi. Lord, I must have to repeat because it is also one of my most favorite verse. So I must have to repeat. Lord Krishna here said, Pasami jirnaya yatha vihaya, O Parth, Pasami jirnaya yatha vihaya, Nahani grahanti naroparani, Nahani grahanti naroparani, Tatha sarirani vihaya jirnaya, Tatha sarirani vihaya jirnaya, Anyani samayati namani dehi. The meaning or the purport of this verse is as a person put on the new garment. Means we would like to put ourselves into a new garment and also give up this old useless and also old garment. So as similarly the soul accepts the new material body. The soul accepts the new material body and giving up the old and useless one. The Lord Mukunda here elaborated that the soul is taking the experience and knowledge. Lord Krishna here emphasized that, here elaborated that the soul taking the experience and knowledge which got from this body, and also carry this all experience and knowledge into the new body. Whatever soul got experience and knowledge from the old body, soul would like to take or carry this all knowledge and skill and also experience into the new body. while transmigrating from the old body to the new body. While the soul is transmigrated from the new body to the another body, the soul taking the all kind of knowledge, experience, and also skill into the new body from the old body. That's why the soul could be recalled as all things at due course of the time. And sometimes we got recalled there's all things what was happened in the past, and sometimes there is also reincarnation or the rebirth. This is Punajanam. It is possible. So Lord Krishna here said that is why the soul could be recalled all the things at the deep course of the time, reincarnation or rebirth. And hence the quality which were the soul got or molded in the nature of the soul. The qualities which were the soul got, which were got by the soul or the molded in the nature of the soul, will always be carried out into the new bodies. Will always be carried out into the new bodies. The theory of the heredity. Here, Lord Krishna talked about the theory of the heredity. It's a one body from the another body, the soul taking the certain qualities, and in the theory of the heredity, it is called a gene or genetics. Means from the parents, got from the forefathers, and so many things. Got from characters of our forefathers, from the qualities of our forefathers, and sometimes means theory of the genetics. I must have to state it. Let's move to the theory of the genetics. And it is very this is very required to make all of you understand about the relation between Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and the theory of the genetics. Let's move. The theory of the genetics stated. The theory of the genetics stated that the heredity is a passing of the traits from the parents of their offspring. The heredity is a passing of the traits from the parents of their offspring, either through the asexual production or asexual production. Asexual production and sexual production, the qualities of the certain qualities has been passing from the parents to their children. And the offspring cells or organisms acquire the genetic information to their parents. Offspring cells or organisms acquire the genetic information of their parents. Though the heredity variation between the individuals can accumulate, through the heredity or the theory of the heredity, the variation between the individuals can accumulate and also cause the species to evolve by the natural selection. And the study of the heredity in the biology is a genetics. The study of the heredity in the biology, that is called a genetics. It is known as a branch of genetics. And this genetics, the theory of the heredity, is given by the George Mendel, and that is why George Mendel is known as the father of the genetics. This is the first similarity. Let's move towards the second similarity. Lord Madhav further said, Lord Krishna further said, verse number 8, chapter number 15. I must have to repeat it and I also emphasize. Please listen it very carefully. Verse number 8, chapter number 15. Verse number 8, chapter number 15 of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Here Lord Krishna said, Sariram yado avupanoti. Lord Krishna said, Sariram yado apapanoti yadakapi utkarsmati sarvah grahanti vatina samyati vayura gandhava iva sada. Lord Krishna here says the living entity, the material world, carries into the different concept of the life from the one body to the another body as the air carries aromas. I must have to repeat this because this is very required. Sariram yada avapanoti yada kapi utkarsam miti sarva grahati vati namani samyati vayura gandhava isva satya. The meaning of the purport of this verse is the living entity in the material world. The living entity in the material world carries is a different conception of the life from the one body to the another body as the air carries from the air mass. In the other words, what Lord Krishna said in the other words, Lord Krishna said at the time of the death, Lord Krishna said at the time of the death, the consciousness is created by the living Means consciousness is created by the living being, carries him to the next body. Lord Krishna here said, at the time of the death, the consciousness carried by the living beings carries him to the next body. Lord Madhav further emphasized in the detail that the individual soul is transmigrating from the one body to the another body. Each and every individual soul is transmigrating from the one body to the another body, and his present body and present activities are the background of his next body. His present body is our present body and our present activity, our present knowledge, our present experience, and our present stage. Because all are our background, means all our background of our next body. Whatever means what kind of body we will get. There's all our today's activities, today's experience, today's knowledge, and today's skills, and today's nature. There's all are decided for carried means for in order to carry our soul into the next body. What kind of body we will get, it is only decided by our present activities or present karma. Another name of the present activities is a karma. There is a two kind of karma. There is a first one is a niskam karma, and second one is a sakam karma. The karma or the deeds or the work with which the expectations are to be associated, that is known as a sakam karma, and the expectation less karma is known as a niskam karma. The expectational less activities are known as a niskam karma. So we all have to indulge ourselves into the niskam karma rather than to indulge ourselves in sakam karma, because after indulging in the niskam karma, we can easily make ourselves into the cycle of the birth and death, and that is called as salvation or moksha. So in order to get a place into the soul, into the heart, into the palace of the Lord or super soul, that is into the submerge into the super soul, that is a salvation. And we can easily, it means after getting salvation, we will not able to get birth in the material ocean. We will definitely make ourselves from the cycle of the birth and death. So here said, one gets a different body according to karma, and he has to quiet his body into due course. And it is stated here that the subtle body which carries the conception of the next body develops under another body in the next life. This process of the transmigrating from the one body to the another body and struggling while in the body is called the karasti or struggle of the existence. The struggling, what Lord Krishna said, this process of the transmigrating from the one body to the another, the process in which transmigrate our soul from the one body to the another body and struggling while in the body is called karasti or struggling. Karasti or struggling of the existence, the struggling of the existence. The theory of the Darwinism is also rightly applicable here. Means it is the theory of the Darwinism was later discovered, but in the before 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna stated about the theory of the struggle. The theory of the struggling for the existence. It is stated by Charles Darwin in the 18th century, but in the 5th century or 5th century or 1st century, Lord Krishna said about the theory of the existence, the theory of the struggling for the existence of oneself. So Lord Govardhana said in verse number 9, chapter number 15. Please note this verse, because after finish my lecture, please kindly go through this verse in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and try to understand and try to follow. So verse number 9, chapter number 15. Verse number 9, chapter number 15 of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna here said, Shrotam chakshus sparshanam cha, Shrotam chakshus sparshanam cha, Rasanam ग्रहणाम इव च अधिष्ठानम मनस्य चायम विषायम उपसेवते. Lord Krishna here said the living entities. Lord Krishna here said the living entity thus carries another gross body. The living entities carries another gross body. Obtain a certain type of the ears. Obtain a certain type of ears, nose, tongue, and also eyes, and also touch, also skin. The 5 sensory organs the living entity will get after taking place into our soul into the new body. The living entity, Lord Krishna here said, the living entities, thus the taking another gross body, obtain a certain type of the ear, tongue, nose, sense, our sensory organs like the eyes, whatever we are hearing, whatever we are visioning, and also our skin, whatever we are touching, our sense, our skin, which are grouped about the mind. Means they all are directly connected with our mind, and he thus enjoys the particular state of the senses of object. That kind of person will definitely enjoy the particular state of the sense of object. And sometimes we are saying you have certain quality because of the God gift. You have certain quality. Means you are singing well, then we are saying you are God gifted. You are doing some work very good, then we are saying you are quality. You are still given by Lord or Supreme. So there is nothing like a Supreme or God gifted, but it is like a transmigration of the soul. Transmigrated soul carries certain qualities, certain experience, certain knowledge, certain skill from the one body to the another body, from the old body to the new body. That's why the particular person got that qualities, even though there's all qualities not existed from the forefathers, not existed from the parents. Even though that particular person got certain qualities like a God gifted. Which in today we are talking about God gifted. So it is said in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna further said in another word, if the living beings has made his consciousness like an animal. Lord Krishna here said, if the living beings had made, I must have to repeat, if the living beings has made his consciousness like an animal's, he is sure to get an animal body. That particular person, whatever nature we made, whatever consciousness we got, like if we behave like an animal, if we behave like a demons, then we will definitely take a word. Our soul will definitely take this all quality that devil or demon. Means we will definitely get an animal body. We will definitely get a demon body. So here said, whatever quality or whatever consciousness you have developed, there's all same qualities or same consciousness will definitely carries your soul into the new body at the time of the transmigration. Lord Krishna further elaborated in details. Lord Krishna in the other words, if the living entity adulterates his consciousness, if the living entity is making an evil of his consciousness with the qualities of the cat and dogs, in this next life he gets a cat or dog body and enjoy. Consciousness is originally pure. Lord Krishna talked about consciousness. What is the actual meaning of the consciousness? The Krishna's consciousness is something. It is like something greater than at any kind of consciousness. So we all should have to indulge ourselves in the Lord Krishna's consciousness. Lord Krishna here talked about the consciousness. Consciousness is originally pure, like a water. Our consciousness is like a pure water. It is very clear and very pure, like a water. But if we mix the water with a certain color, means Lord Krishna here make all of us understand about particular things. If we mix of water with certain color, means if we mix the water with certain color, then it changes. Similarly, consciousness is very pure. For the spirit soul is very pure. That's why the spirit soul is very pure. But the consciousness is changed according to the association of the material qualities. But the consciousness, our spirit or our soul has been changing, has been getting all certain quality because of the material contamination, because of the material attachment. So we are getting a certain bad quality and good quality from the material contamination or the material association. And when soul is situated into the body, the progression and regression possibility of the soul will be taken place. Otherwise, the progress and regress of the soul, if the soul is not situated into body, then all will be stopped. So it is possibility of the progression and regression of the soul is only possible within the body, within the material body. The theory of the, let's move toward the theory of the heredity stated by the George Mendel in 1866. What George Mendel said, and also what Lord Krishna said in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Here I am going to sum up both theory. Lord George Mendel gave this theory in 1866, and also Lord Krishna preached Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the 5th century. Lord Krishna mentioned this all theory in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but today in this current scenario we have to understand and we have to try to relate the Srimad Bhagavad Gita with the scientific theory. What George Mendel said, he stated in his theory that inheritance involves the passing of the discrete unit of the inheritance or the gene from the parents to the offspring. Here George Mendel talked about genes and Lord Krishna talked about soul. During the reproduction, the inherited factors are now called alleles that determine the traits are separated into the reproductive cells or by process of the called meiosis and also randomly reunite during the fertilization. Genes located different chromosomes will be inherited independently of each other. So independently from each others, genes located on the different chromosomes will be inherited independently of each other. So this is the theory of the heredity stated by George Mendel in 1866. Let's move toward the final conclusion. Lord Krishna said that all the characteristics comes into existence. All the characteristics come into existence in the child on account of the transmigration of the individual soul from the one body to the another body. Lord Mother also said, whatever knowledge, whatever experience, and whatever skill which were got from the previous body, which time to time reflect into the new body, and sometimes we would consider that extraordinary qualities as a God gifted. Sometimes there's that kind of particular quality. It is existent in the particular person. There's that kind of quality is not existed in the forefather, even in the parents. Even though that particular person God, so we could say that particular quality is God by God, or there's all qualities are to be considered as a God gifted. So here Lord Krishna talked about God gifted. It's only because of the transmigration of the soul. Even if there's a kind of quality are not seen even from our forefathers, even though we got by God gifted. So God gifted is nothing like, but it is a transmigration of the soul, and while the soul is migrating from the one body to the another body, soul taking all experience, knowledge and skill into from the old body to the new body. These kind of the extraordinary qualities are called the experience, skill and knowledge of the soul in the previous birth. George Mendel says, what George Mendel said, I am trying to sum up. George Mendel also talked these similar things in a different world. He stated that there is a gene. George Mendel said about gene, there is a gene which are mainly responsible. There is a gene of chromosome which are mainly responsible for the qualities of our children. And also Lord Krishna said that there is a soul only responsible for all such a quality of our children. All such a qualities of our children. This is my personal opinion. Let's move toward the author opinion. This is my personal opinion, author opinion, because I have created as all sum up and also all similarity of this article. So let's move toward the author opinion. Hereby I must have to say that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book and also not spiritual book. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book and nor spiritual book, but actually it is a book of pure science and also humanity, which make all of us learn how to live our life with the good qualities and good conduct and also good morality. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the best way to morally motivate to anybody. Hence, it's my humble request. I am trying to make all of you understand. I am trying to request to all of you. I am requesting to all of you, please follow the each and every verses, follow the supreme instruction of the Lord which are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in your daily life, rather than to put Srimad Bhagavad Gita into temple and also worship. If you really want to worship Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the actual version of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is follow in our daily life and try to learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, try to add the moral value, try to build our character on basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. After following Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can easily mold our character, we can curvature of our nature, we can curvature of our character. So try to curvature your characters and try to curvature of your nature and also and is the moral value of this society. So you all have to follow Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, because don't treat Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as just religious book and also spiritual book. It's only book of the pure science and humanity. And please try to learn humanitarian qualities from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So thanks for listening. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.